Well, a wrestling show came to town, and that means that I'm gonna be around, baby. um, yeah, so this was the big wrestling show that I was talking about in my other videos. I went to my second ever GCW show, and now with this snapback hat, I now have merch from WWE, AEW, and GCW. Um, I don't necessarily count the doors. Yes, I did say doors because I have another door in the back of the car here. So, so yeah, I don't necessarily count the doors in that instance, but yeah, this show was very interesting and very fun as well. I'm of course talking about GCW's most recent show, Rumble on the River. Although they probably should have renamed the show Rumble in the Rainstorm because there was a little bit of a rain. There was just like a little bit of a drizzle going on like during the show. Then it became a bit more of a steady pour. But then towards the end of the show, it eased up and there was no more rain to be dealt with. But yeah, that's a first time for me at watching wrestling in the rain. So I can now put that as a check mark on the list. This show was absolutely balls to the walls fun. Um, it was just so much fun. Like I said, second ever GCW show that I've been to. If you want to hear my thoughts on the first GCW show that I went to, which was Up All Night, the review for that and the entrances that I got from that show are already on the channel, so you can go and check those out if you would so wish. Um, but yeah, just getting back to it, this show was absolutely fun. The show opened up with I think 6 or 7 person scramble match, which is absolutely the best way to open things up. It was so much fun. I love two of the people that were in it were Shane Mercer and Rachel Armstrong, who had fought at Up All Night. So I thought that was really cool that they kind of had that continuing thread in there. Everyone did an absolutely awesome job, and Rachel Armstrong ended up pulling out the win in the scramble match, which was awesome. I'm not gonna go like beat for beat into the matches because I couldn't pull a lot of the names or some of the names that were featured on the show. There was a tag match with Alec Price. It was awesome seeing Alec Price. Also, I'm repping the Deadlock shirt that I got when I went down to Deadlock Pro Wrestling after I graduated. It was cool seeing Alec Price again. I thought that was really, really cool that I got to see him after like watching him on I think Fire when they still posted Fire on their YouTube channel. It was cool seeing him. We also got a 6-person tag with Janela Sus and Gringo Loco and a couple of other guys. Mathers. Is it Marcus Mark? No. I'm trying to remember his first name. It's not ringing a bell. Why is it not ringing a bell here? Come on now. I know his last name is Mathers. He was one of the guys that signed my door. He was on Janela Suss's team. That match was also really, really fun. And I also find it absolutely hysterical in the fact that in the 2 times that I have seen Megan Bain wrestle, I've seen her wrestle in person in GCW, not in AEW, where she's currently signed right now. So that's absolutely hysterical to me. But I've seen her a lot on television, but I've only seen her in person at GCW, which is absolutely hysterical to me. There was a three-way between Mance Warner, who I met at during Royal Rumble weekend, Calvin Tankman, and one called Manders. Those guys put on a heck of a match, weapons galore. In fact, I think that was the match where I got the door that was broken off. Well, it's technically half a door. One has the face part of it all good, and then the other part it shows the wooden parts. So I tried to make myself look as presentable as possible, but it appears as though I still have some door stuff on my shirt and on my shorts. So yeah, that's that. Yeah, is gonna be a bit bothersome getting into the house and not like sprinkling all sorts of door stuff everywhere. Um, but yeah, in the end though, one called Manders picked up the win in that match, and again, it was a really fun match, and everyone showed some sportsmanship at the end. The main event was supposed to be Billy Starks versus Effie, I believe, for the GCW title, but Effie was injured going into this and or coming into this show, so he wasn't able to be there. So Billy said that she was gonna take on any person with a championship, and sure enough, Matt Tremont, the ultraviolet champion, came out, and we had ourselves some chair swinging, some hardcore action for a little bit before the Koger brothers came in and disrupted proceedings, which then turned into a tag team match playa with Starks and Tremont teaming against the Koger brothers. And again, hardcore fun throughout. At one point, I think one of the Kogers grabbed another person who had gotten a broken door. They were sitting right beside me, and they hit I think Billy and I think also Tremont with their door. And I didn't think my door was going to get like harmed and all that, but I was just like, I like took a step back because I'm like, they could still use my broken door as a weapon. So I was like, I want to try and keep my door like safe. Thankfully though, I think their door was like perfectly fine. It didn't get like more damaged than it was. Um, in the end though, forget. I think it's Atticus Koger. Someone had said a snide comment from the audience, and Koger turns around and was like, "The hell you say?" And then he pulled out a taser from his pocket. He went to tase Billy Starks with it, but tased his brother instead. Starks hit a big side kick, and Tremont put him up, hit a DVD through a door, and they picked up the win. Babyface picked up the win. And of course, the Babyfaces thanked everybody for being at the show. But the one thing that I really wanted to talk about was, again, funny story. I actually got to see Cardona come out. It was at the AEW show that I went to. It was almost a year ago in Fishers. Got to see him come out, and he was going to be the opponent for Chris Jericho at Final Battle for his ROH title. So now seeing him here as a heel, and it's just really funny to see that. But he took on Nate Webb in his first match back in a year. Now, when I was at Up All Night, he cut, his promo saying, I don't know if I'm going to be able to wrestle again, but, it was cool to be at that moment where it's like, Nate Webb could potentially retire, to be in here where he's wrestling his first match back in a year. And he actually beat Cardona in the matchup, which was really, really cool. Also, Cole Radrick came out beforehand and said, he's dealing with an ACL problem, that he's on the mend, he's getting there, and he has the brass ring that he won I think a couple months back, which guarantees him a GCW title match. And that's when Cardona came out. And that's, of course, when Nate Webb came out, and then we had the match. So, yeah, it was just a really. Oh, I was going to end the video, but I have to talk about this. Dr. Satan versus Redacted in a False Count Anywhere match. These guys went absolutely everywhere. They brawled on the outside of the ring. They made their way up to the porta potties. Dr. Satan jumped out of a tree during the match. It was just absolutely chaotic. I filmed the finishing sequence of that brawl. I'm going to put it on the YouTube channel because that finishing sequence has to be seen to be believed. So be sure to look out for that, and also the other entrances that happen on the show. I will put up onto my YouTube channel for all of you lovely lovelies to see. But yeah, that is kind of my, frazzled review of GCW Rumble on the River. It was an absolutely amazing show, and whenever GCW decides to make their way back to Indiana, you can count me in and getting a ticket, because they always put on a show. But yeah, that's going to be it for me, guys. Be safe out there, and long live GCW, baby. Long live GCW. I will catch you guys next time.